Scientists have used rats in lab experiments for years. Now, a team of researchers in Europe wants to take rodents on the road, giving them a new role in disaster zones. Tina Cross has a story.
Sniffer dogs are known for risking their lives to find victims when catastrophes hit. Now scientists are training giant rats to join the mission.
The rats are just as trainable as dogs. They've got a great sense of smell.
At a research site in Africa, rats roam mock disaster zones, wearing tiny high-tech backpacks. When they find a victim, they're trained to pull a switch on their vest that triggers a beep.
We taught them the basic behavioural sequence of go in, find a target human, pull the handle at your neck to let us know and come back.
When rats return to their handlers, a treat is waiting. Engineers are working to add a video camera and two-way audio to the rat pack, allowing victims to talk to search teams and helping them track exactly where the rat is located. Scientists with the nonprofit group Apopo say it takes about 9 months to train one of these African giant pouched rats, which can live up to 10 years, much longer than other rat species. Setting the clever creatures up for a long working career aimed at saving lives. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Researchers say the next stage of training will put rats inside a simulated collapsed building with multiple floors to better prepare the rodents for real-life scenarios. Still ahead at noon, we have the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.